All right, we got all these figures lined up here. They're looking pretty sick. They're massive boxes, so it's taking up my entire unboxing space here. So we're gonna have to pull some of these away. Who are we gonna start with here? Let's go with Springer. We're gonna start with Springer. So I'm thinking we'll probably save Grimlock for last, but we'll slide these guys off to the side. We'll feature Springer right here. I really dig his colors, and of course he comes in the classic Siege box set. I managed to get a hold of one of these from a local here in Vancouver. There's sort of a collectible Transformer group here on Facebook, and so it's good to find Transformers through that. And yeah, so I was able to pick them up one day at a gas station, and once I decided I was going to collect all of these season 2 characters, or season 3 I should say, then I was pretty stoked that I could come across one, because I passed up on him early on, and well, here we go. I finally was able to collect myself a copy of Spinner, which he turns into a cool helicopter and a car, a little futuristic looking car here. But yeah, enough admiring the box. I mean, obviously this is very classic here. I would actually really love to have a poster of this, a giant blown up poster on my wall. So much good box art has come out of the Siege line, and I really dig their sort of advertising model for these. But enough talking, we're gonna crack them open. I've had them sitting on the shelf for quite a while here, and I just feel that I can talk all day about this box, but I gotta just crack it open. Get on with it. Sure, you guys want to see them out of the packaging as well. So I'll just close that up. Slide them out. It's got this cool little backing that they all come with. And then what's this? We got the instructions. And there he is in his clamshell. Yes, excellent. So I think I'm gonna cut here to him cut out of the packaging here, all the plastic. We'll get that off, and we'll be right back. All right, and because everyone loves to listen to the painful part, we're gonna pop him out of the clamshell here. This is a dying sort of running joke on the channel, because they're getting rid of all this plastic whatever. So we'll just have to squeeze as much comedy as we can out of this. The painful part. There we go. Oh man. Okay. So, oh, I popped a little open there. Oh, I did it again. Trying to get some knee articulation here. Oh, and that's a nice knee bend. Look at that. Holy crap. Okay. I dig that. We got some good arm stuff here. Yeah, that bends quite a bit. I love how these kind of wheel things make such good shoulder pads. That looks really cool. Definitely has the sort of samurai look, which I think that's what they're going for with him. You know, he's got the swords. I guess he's kind of a swordsman, you could say. Very much dig that. On the back, this is really cool too. This looks almost like it could be a jetpack, you know, for his robot mode. And there's a lot of intricacies here going on in these legs. That is really cool though. And yeah, he just feels good in the hands, you know. He's got, this is sort of like the standard right now for the hip joints for Transformers, which I think are phenomenal. Like, this is like really great that they've come up with this standard. Oh, and he's got a nice wrist articulation. So distracted easily. But this right here is quite the nice standard that they've created, and it looks really good on every Transformer that has that same hip articulation. So I'm glad that they're kind of sticking with that, but it definitely lends itself well to this. But yeah, he's so heroic looking, big chest and everything. Oh, this opens up. Cool. Wow, these swords look super badass. Oh my god, look at them. So, perfect idea. You got helicopter blades that double as his swords. Man, I think this is probably one of the only Transformers I have that has swords right now. I know there's some that have come out that have kind of weapons like that, but he's the first one that I've had that has that. I mean, there's not too many melee weapons that that I've gathered as well. You know, Optimus comes with his axe, and I think I have one of the weaponizers that or not weaponizer, but what is it? One of those mini cons there that turns into a little hammer. So I don't have too many melee weapons. I guess Megatron comes with a bastard sword, which is pretty cool, but I quite dig that, you know? It's good to have little options, you know? There's quite a lot of guns that you get with Transformers, so it's cool to see some melee weapons here, you know? Especially like samurai swords. This is very cool. Like, I think you can make for some pretty cool posing, this kind of thing, you know? I really dig that. Whoa, look at that. Oh man, he poses really well. These legs are solid too. Like, these are good standing legs. I find there's, out of all the Transformers that I have, probably Megatron is one of the hardest to stand up, just because he doesn't quite have the greatest feet articulation, but or stability. But this here, you know, it seems pretty solid. The only thing I'm kind of noticing right now, play wise, is sort of these legs keep wanting to pop out. But I mean, it's not that bad at all, especially because the transformation kind of also makes for almost like a double jointed knee here, so you got a ton of articulation. Yeah, very cool. Don't break it though. And it looks like he also comes with this pretty cool, I guess, space laser rifle or whatever. It's not bad. I find it's a little difficult to get him to hold it kind of nicely. It is like a two-handed weapon by the looks of it, 'cause it's got these two inserts here, but it's a nice long gun. But yeah, I find that it is harder for him to hold it, basically, with the two-handed, and for it to actually look super nice. I guess it's more suited to just kind of hold it like a big, giant, long gun, I guess, which that actually doesn't look too bad either. It looks kind of badass, but and the color coordination too. So you got this color matches his legs, so it looks very good. And obviously, one of my favorite features about the Siege line was how you had this nice little paint scuffing detail here. They did such a good job. He even has it a little bit here on the legs. It's just very, very excellent little paint apps, and it just makes it feel, makes it feel a little more realistic, you know. It gives it the plastic more of this metal look, and you know, they're not perfect, you know. These guys are running around, they're at war, so, you know, they're doing flips and rolls and stuff like in the Michael Bay films, and you'd think they would definitely catch a couple scuffs on their car, and they wouldn't have access to, you know, detailing too often. So I think I quite like that, and it adds the realism, which I found later on with like the Earthrise and even the latest Legacy figures and the studio figures. You don't really get this nice little detail here. So I've been kind of going back and collecting a lot more of these Siege figures just for that reason. I'm trying to create sort of the perfect cast of characters that I'm going to use for my own Transformers stop motion one day. I've put out some shorts, but like I want to do a whole series, you know, and I think that these could, I think that Springer here could be a pretty cool addition to it. So he's got one last accessory here. It looks like it's where the helicopter blade goes, so I'm wondering, yeah, I guess if you stick this in here, oh, that fits quite nicely, and then this over here, maybe you can put that in his, oh yeah, you could stick it right in his arm like that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh my god. This is kind of like the Dinobot sort of rotating shield weapon. So that looks really cool. Could you imagine, like, you know, this creates like basically a perfect shield, you know, that's deflecting bullets and stuff. That is such a good idea. Oh man, what's that gonna look like on stop motion, I wonder. Very cool, very cool. so versatile. I really dig this figure. I'm excited to get it transformed, but I think we're gonna open up the next one here, so stay tuned. So it turns out that this big gun actually breaks into two small guns, which that is really, really cool. They look really good in his hands. You know, he dual-wields swords, and now he dual-wields pistols. Super badass. This figure gets better and better every second. But yeah, I like the way that looks. There's so much, there's so many little things in these figurines that you just don't even notice on first glance. And they just continue to surprise, you know. All right, and we're on to Hotrod. Hotrod is so rad. Man, I'm stoked to have this guy. It's interesting, when I first got this figure, I was actually planning on selling it pretty much right away. I was gonna basically sit on it for a little bit and then sell it for just a little bit more. I'm not trying to be a scalper or anything, but I'm just trying to, you know, basically support the collection. I was planning on buying the what is it, the Prime version of him that came out. It's sort of like the Commander class, comes with the Winnebago, and I figured, hey, maybe, you know, it was the only one I ever saw in store, and I was like, I'm gonna pick it up. I think it was like, yeah, it says right here at Toy Traders, $46, and I figured I might sell it for like 60, you know, and give myself a little $20 discount on the new version. But hey, I'm just being honest, you know, like, you gotta collect, you gotta wheel and deal a little bit, you know. I'm not trying to buy 100 copies of this Hotrod, you know, and I'm not trying to price it to an outrageous thing. Sometimes you see these guys going for like $300, $400, and it's just like ridiculous pricing. You know, I'm just trying to make it a little easier on myself. Like, I'm not made of money, but in the end, I kind of been thinking about, you know, sort of my stories and what era I wanted to, you know, do, what era I wanted to tell stories in for Transformers, and I sort of settled on sort of the 2005 future, you know, hypothetical future from like the movie, the 1984 movie, and I want to set it before the attack on Autobot City, and so you'll have, you know, season 1 and 2 characters mixing and matching with season 3 characters. And I also like the idea of having all the futuristic looking Cybertronian vehicle modes mixed in with these guys, because they all had future vehicle modes as well, because it's Earth in the future, so it kind of matches up pretty well. So I'm excited to see how that goes and what you guys will think. But anyways, we're gonna crack right into this guy, and he's got a lot of cool accessories, so I'm excited to check it out. Luckily, I'm not a mint on box kind of guy. I know this box looks a little shoddy. That is in my basement at sort of the last house I lived in, which is now condemned. And it had a little bit of a leak in the basement. So these boxes are in too good of a shape, which I'm sure if you're anybody who likes keeping it mint on a card, you're a little bit cringy to that idea, but hey, I always like to pull them out. I like to play with my toys. So here we go. We got a nice background. I'm glad that this was preserved in the box. It doesn't look like it's been damaged. Some nice little back pieces. That's the beautiful thing about these studio series. They really, you know, they really went the extra mile and gave us a nice bunch of sets of backgrounds, basically. So got the nice box art on the side here. I think this, oh, there is a little read up here. I might as well just get to it quick. The Depths of Unicron. And that's all it says. Okay. I thought there was more, but it turns out it was just other translations. So anyways, here is Hotrod, looking very cool. He's trapped in here. We're gonna probably have to just cut to him being cut out of these things, but look at all these amazing accessories, and look at that, a Matrix of Leadership, which I don't actually have. Didn't come with the Siege Optimus Prime, so I'm stoked to have that now as a little prop to mess around with. Could be cool for some stories. But anyways, let's cut to him cut out of here. Okay, and now Time for the painful part. Oh god! There we go! And he's out of the package. Whoa! It's like larger than life, you know. I almost feel like I'm meeting like a famous person or something, because I've never had a Hotrod figure before, and he looks so cool. And he's got finger articulation. Holy crap! What a detail! Holy crap! That's the first I've ever seen. And well, maybe not the first. I guess Jetfire was the first, but this is really, really cool. Wow! I can't believe they added that little detail. There's so much about this figure. He feels almost a little delicate, just because there's so much little intricacies to him and stuff. Man, this big yellow fin looks awesome. Just very, very vibrant. The back looks cool. It's kind of boxy here, which I like. Wow, okay, this is really sick. The articulation is awesome. Once again, we see this nice standard leg articulation. Very oh man, it's perfect. It looks good, and look how clean it just like is flush with that. That is genius. Whoever designed that in Hasbro team or whatever, you guys killed it. You guys are killing it. But there's so much versatility. Look at this stand. Oh my, we're gonna get some cool poses out of this thing. Holy hell. What the heck? Oh my gosh, there's so much posability in this. Yeah, I've seen some great shots online too. Like, people have really been making some really cool, or doing some really cool things with this. What is up with this? Does this pop open? It does. Oh my god. His head pops open. What the hell? Oh my god. That is crazy. Look at that. And I guess this is his little visor. This is how people have been doing it. I saw the picture with the visor and I was wondering how that piece comes with it, but wow, that is so cool. That is crazy. So many little details with this figure. That is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen for a Transformer. Wow, that, like, who thinks of that? Who thinks about it? I mean, obviously they really put a lot of care into this Hotrod, and it really does show. That is so cool, man. All right, we're looking at quite a few awesome accessories here. We got these two pistols or whatever, laser pistols. They look really cool. We got two of these little effects, kind of like I guess a little blue fiery, you know, shot or something. Very, very cool. And I like the look of these guns. It's sweet that he's got two identical guns. We don't really get that too often. He's a bit of a gunslinger, you know, and it's pretty badass. And his hands, they grip them pretty well, even though they got the opening. So that's quite nice. He looks very, very cool with these in his hands. And so not only, they almost look like giant revolvers in a way, like very much feeling the gunslinger vibe from this. So that is very, very cool. Oh man, once again, I'm highly impressed by not only this buzzsaw, which kind of plugs in nicely, you just got to flip the hand around, but we also get another little hidden little tool on him, and it's sort of what looks like either a welding device or an oil dipper or something, but that is very, very cool, man. Like, I can't believe, like, all these little gadgets and stuff. Like Hotrod is seriously, like, they did not skip anything with this figure. They added as much little things as they could. That is such a nice little detail. I'm pretty sure it's a welder. I feel like that was something in the movie about that. But not only that, but we get this great buzzsaw, which is just so sick. Like I was saying in the last unboxing, how it's nice when they come with not just weapons but tools, especially the Autobots, 'cause, you know, they're supposed to be where the Decepticons are military hardware. Like, they're more about like fixing and transporting. So it's really, really cool that they added that kind of thing. And I think it just adds to the playability in such a major way, and also just kind of defines the Autobots, you know, for what they really are, you know. And they've been thrown into this war with the Decepticons, you know. So I'm really stoked about this. This figure is just massively impressive, and yeah, I mean, I know it's probably a little late now, but if ever you can get your hands on this, you should grab it. Hasbro, I tell you now, if you got to re-release this figure at least another time, you know, give it a slight little paint adjustment or something. I wouldn't adjust the paint myself, but just do whatever you need to do to get this bad boy on the shelf again, because I think more people got to get a hold of this figure because it is spectacular. This effect is quite nice here. I guess if you get some light piping in here, you could really make it shine. Of course, it kind of covers up the beautiful little piece, but I'm kind of realizing why they gave him the gripping hands. It's so that he can actually grip the matrix here. And yeah, that thing looks badass. Look at that. Matrix of leadership. Passing it on to Hotrod. Well, he kind of just caught it by accident, but I mean, I think some of the best leaders are the ones that you know, take it reluctantly. You know, the people that are called upon for the job, not, and you know, typically the ones that are seeking out leadership are the ones that will likely turn into tyrants. You know, and the ones that are greedy for power. But someone like Hotrod, like I think he was a pretty good choice. You know, just he didn't really want it, but he learned a lot, you know, and he made a lot of mistakes. And I think some of the most accomplished people in the world are the ones that have made tons of mistakes. Because the thing is, and Yoda said this, right? Failure is the greatest teacher. And it's a great message. I don't know who said that before Yoda. That's where I heard it from. I'm sure a lot of you had heard it from him as well. But seriously, it's the truth. And I've watched some videos. I think maybe Rodimus Prime or someone maybe might have posted something like that. But it was a video basically comparing Optimus as a leader to Rodimus, and there's a lot of points about Rodimus that he actually might have done a lot more good than Optimus ever did. But I mean, I'm sure that's debatable and controversial, and I'll let you guys, you know, fight that out in the comments. But yeah, this is really cool. I one thing I'll say is I think they did him a bit of a disservice in the Transformers Prime Wars trilogy. I really love that trilogy. It's one of my favorites, but the fact that he kind of like regresses in it and gets rid of his rejects the Matrix and then turns back into his like I don't know, it was just a weird choice, I thought, that they did, and the fact that he doesn't just like retain his like normal character growth, he just goes back to being like kind of this snarky like quipping kind of character, I just thought was like a little bit half-baked. I don't know what they were thinking about that, but what was cool is when they like, you know, make him go evil and stuff, which I thought that was an interesting, you know, direction for it. But it was just that little in between where I was like, what were they thinking, you know, like it just seems so weird. But anyways, I still love that Prime Wars trilogy, and I still think it's probably one of my favorite of the new Transformers shows. But yeah, on to Grimlock. You got the touch, dun, 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 dun. You got the power, yeah. Woohoo, yeah. Good job, lady. Sweet. Bum bum bum, bum bum bum. Grimlock ready to be opened. This is awesome, man. I've had this Grimlock for pretty much, I don't know if you guys remember when I opened up the Beast Wars Megatron. I think I got him around the same time as him. And even when I opened him, it had been a long time. So he's been sitting on my shelf for a while. Obviously, you can see some wear on the box here. But I'm stoked to finally be opening him. I really dig the Dinobots. I actually had I almost had all of them from the Prime Wars trilogy to make that Volcanus combiner, but I was just missing Grimlock. He was the only one I didn't have. So I know they announced him, and then I had this feeling that they'd make all the other ones come out. So I figured I would just trade in those Prime Wars ones and put that towards a couple new figures, and then waited on him. And so they've now got 2 other Dinobots out, but I don't know if I'm gonna collect them. I know. You're like, what? How do you get one Dinobot and not all? But here's the thing. Like, these figures are incredibly expensive, and they're getting only more expensive. And I know those are coming out, and they're gonna take up a lot of space because they're really big as well. So I just figured I'll get one. I might as well get the centerpiece, Grimlock. He also comes with Wheelie, which is a nice little addition. And I know later in the series anyways, they kind of focus more on Grimlock and having him as sort of one of the main casts, while the other Dinobots kind of fell a little bit by the side, which is, it's a little bit of a bummer for them. But I really dig those other ones, and who knows, maybe one day I'll have a change of heart. I definitely have had many of those in the past. But yeah, we're going to crack them open. I'm really excited. Dinobot, man. These figures are amazing. Like, what a cool idea, just a giant robotic dinosaur. I mean, I think this is probably one of the coolest. People dig the Dinobots, like, oh, look at that, he's so cool, I can't believe he's finally out of the package. And now we also got a nice giant size mural here to put on the back of displays, which, look at that. That looks so sick. Some like Cybertronian scene or whatever. What does this say? It says Mockery of Justice. So I don't know, this might take place maybe where the Quintessons are. I should have watched the movie before doing this review, because my brain is so foggy on what happened in that movie. But either way, we're just going to throw that over here. We're going to put that at the back. I always like to kind of create a little bit of a scenery, show off the boxes a little bit more. But yeah, I really quite like that. We got the instructions here. Nice big set of instructions. And yeah, here is Grimlock and Wheelie. So I'm just going to cut out of it, as always. Alrighty then, okay. So here is Grimlock, and I'm going to just pull him out. The painful part is not so painful today, because he just gingerly kind of comes right out of there. He's sort of just sitting in there, which is a little different. Usually they're like molded into there, but whoa, he's out of the package. Holy crap. Okay, we'll just push this back for now, and we're gonna get a first impression here. Oh man, he's chunky. Nice ratchety joints too. Oh, whoa, his body's flipping up. Ah! Okay, we'll stick that back on for now. But whoa, nice gold plating though. This is so nice. I gotta say, and even this, like, these are kind of chromed out too, which look really, really cool. We got my favorite little hip joints here. That looks really cool. Nice bend at the knee. That's freaking great. I'm finding these elbows here are a little tough here. I wonder what's going on with that. Oh, okay, there we go. We just have to pop it out, I guess. Oh, there's like a clip in here. I wonder what that's for. Oh, this is popping out again. This is a little painful here. All right. Well, the head has a nice little bit of movement here. These kind of fly back nicely. Okay, I like how these kind of move. They're almost sort of hidden wings, Pop this out, I guess. There you go. Yeah, so these kind of open up like that, I guess. Wow, okay, this is really cool. He's big, he's got some arm, you can move it like that. Oh yeah. Whoa, Grimlock running wild. I like that. Oh man. Yeah, man, this looks really, really cool. I'm really impressed with this robot mode. It's imposing, it's big, the feet are nice and chunky. They look like they could stomp a couple of Decepticon, heads in, just crush them. And that looks really cool. These little hands look like they're gonna be fun in robot mode. I mean, in beast mode or whatever. And man, and the head sculpt looks so good. We get nice head articulation, some head rocking. Wow, they really did an excellent job with this mold. I'm very impressed, and the colors and stuff look super good. This red is nice and vibrant. We got the Grimlock dino head sort of tucked back there. Yeah, I'm excited to transform this. This is going to be really, really cool.
What think?
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Looks like we got a tiny little painful party with Wheelie. He's kind of stuck in. Oh! There we go, there we go. Put that to the side. Now let's take a look here at Wheelie. Oh, wow. Okay. So right off the bat, my first criticism with Wheelie here was the fact that no bend at the knees, no bend at the arms, fixed sort of position. It's pretty lame. This rotates. It's kind of nice, I guess. And the head moves, which is good. But yeah, I feel a little bit of a cop-out here that, they didn't bother to give him some leg hinges at least, or even some arm ones, like at the very least. So he's kind of stuck in this little pose, this crouching sort of sitting pose. So I guess for the most part, we're always going to kind of display him on Grimlock's shoulder or on someone's shoulder, I guess. But it doesn't really transform into anything. So it's sort of just a little posable figurine. The arm just popped off. God damn. I mean, definitely not the most exciting part of the set. I dig it. I'm glad that I get to have a little Wheelie, even though there's an incredibly annoying character in the series with the high voice, but still a very cute character in other ways. So it's good to have. But yeah, just that's my one thing. Oh, it looks like this pops out of him. Oh, cool. Well, at least there's that. If you want to not have him holding the weapon, but you're always gonna have to have this arm bent, which not super ideal. I mean, I guess I could get over the legs, not having a bend, if because you can kind of pose them up like this a bit. That doesn't look too bad, but it's more just the arms, man. Having them stuck in this position is just not super ideal. But anyways, it's just like a little extra piece. I can't really complain. It's almost like you're getting a free second figure with this thing. So it is what it is. Okay, so here is my hot take. The gun that he comes with is pretty cool, I gotta say. And Wheelie sits quite nice on the shoulder here. There's a little plug-in for his butt. Yeah, that looks pretty funny. I quite like this little duo. It was a good pairing. I just wish that he came with a giant flame sword. Is it too much to ask for a giant flame sword? Maybe, but I think that really would have taken this figure to like the next level.
Ow! 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 Your pitiful little selves won't stop me! Ow! Stop it! Ow! Hey, big guy. Little help here? Wait.
Cue the star scream.
Okay, and here is a size comparison for the robot modes for a couple of these guys. We got Megatron, Ultra Magnus here as to help kind of show you guys the scale. Once again, I said this earlier and I'll say it again, but I like that now with Grimlock, it's kind of like balances out the height a little bit of my Autobots, and same with Springer as well, because I think he comes to about just below the height of Optimus as well. So it's definitely nice to have a variation for that. And I also just wanted to show Decepticon, because I rarely do the Decepticon for the comparison with Autobots, and figure this time I just kind of change it up a bit. And I think most people collecting these probably has at least one version of this Megatron, so you can kind of get a good idea of the scale of these guys. Obviously Hot Rod is a little bit shorter here compared to his Rodimus Prime form, and I think that's okay. Like I'm gonna play around in my story when I eventually do the stop motion for my series, and kind of have him at the cusp of like learning these leadership skills and stuff, and kind of trying to come out of that stage of being seen as young or as a kid. And I'd like to play on because I have Hot Shot as well. I definitely want to play on sort of maybe the brotherly relationship. Like Hot Shot is kind of still in that rebellious stage, where Hot Rod is kind of entering into that, like, young adulthood, and he's starting to figure out, how to actually, be more mature about things, and take on that leadership role eventually, and sort of see why he is actually, the one that should bear the matrix of leadership. And and I even think if I can ever get a hold of that Origin Bumblebee, which I seen in store once, but I passed up on it like a fool. But hopefully I can grab that, and then I can play on Bumblebee and Hotshot kind of being sort of where Hotshot's like maybe the teen and Bumblebee is the kid, and so play off of that kind of dynamic. And so you have the kid appeal characters kind of aging up to Hot Rod's point, and yeah, I think it'll be a fun dynamic. I'm gonna mess around with that a lot. I know it wouldn't be the first time Hot Rod and Hot Shot have been on a show together. I know that was kind of a thing in Energon, which was a cool moment. So I definitely want to kind of follow suit with that. But yeah, here we go, gang. So now we've got them all transformed. Got a couple of little comparison transformers here to kind of see the size. And I think these look really good together. Like these Cybertronian modes that kind of came out in the Siege line match up pretty nicely with these futuristic looking versions of sort of these new cast of characters. They match up really, really well. And I think this is going to be a pretty nice little cohesive series, Like, these look really good, especially I think this Springer and Chromia look like totally very Cybertronian. Very, very cool. But yeah, I think this is going to be the right move, and it's going to be pretty unique. I'm hoping for, something a little different than what everyone else is doing. And I think this will be a cool place to tell stories. And obviously, Grimlock looks menacing and also a little derpy, but that's okay. I really like that a lot. I think he's got a great alt mode, just 100% accurate to his depiction in the show, and just like next level for just, it looks like a fun toy, These little arms, pretty funny as well. Love that. The only thing about them is maybe if there was some wrist articulation, so you can get him to cup his nose, but I guess I can't even really reach there anyway, so yeah, whatever. Still, this is all very, very cool, and I'm excited to make some future videos with all these characters. Yeah. I even think that the scaling is really well too. One thing that I found, sometimes the scaling can be a little off, where you're trying to see how could they fit, maybe a human in here. But I think I remember from the cartoon, this whole screen flips up for them to get in. Here, he's got some side doors. She's got 2 little seats here. So, the scaling can sometimes be a little wonky, but I actually think these ones all kind of fit in pretty nicely. Now here's a tiny little cod pit compared to this larger cod pit over here. So, I guess because these are more robotic modes, like you could have mini cons fitting in there, you could have humans, you could have all kinds of things. But I do think that these do fit well. This is the only one that has a little bit of a discrepancy, but you can get over it. All right, and here we have Spinner in his helicopter mode. Pretty awesome. It's probably my second triple changer that I've gotten. First one being Astro Train. So I think this is really, really cool. It's a little complicated figuring out this sort of back bit, but got it sorted out. I think I like the helicopter mode a little bit more than the car mode, but I still think the car mode looks pretty sweet, and it definitely matches like the Cybertronian sort of futuristic aesthetic. So I dig this big time, and yeah, I'm stoked. If you can get your hands on Springer here, I would definitely recommend it. I would definitely recommend it. I know there's a repaint that they're just putting out recently, part of like a sort of the Wreckers kind of team that they're trying to build. So definitely pick that up if you can get a hold of it. And here we go. We've got a team of Autobots here, all from season 3. These look really cool together. I'm stoked. I wanted to kind of build 2 different Autobot teams. I wanted to sort of have a classic team, a prime team, and then no pun intended, and then have Rodimus and sort of his kind of ragtag group here. And I think each one of these characters fits a niche within sort of a unit, a team. I like to think of RC maybe as the nurse. We got Perceptor as the scientist, Ultra Magnus as tactician. You have Springer as the swordsman, and then Blur acts as the scout for the team, and then Old Cup is kind of like the sergeant, with all the wisdom, sort of second to Rodimus, who is the de facto sort of leader of this kind of team. And I like this idea. It's going to be a fun concept. I wanted like sort of a smaller cast of characters for each team to deal with, so that I can really kind of write there and develop these characters well. And just to contrast, I figured I might as well show what my Gen 1 team is. And I've got some, I'm kind of inspired by the original movie where I have both Ironhide and Ratchet on the team. But of course, I've got Prowl and Sideswipe here in the place of Bumblebee and Jazz. And Hotshot's kind of my centerpiece here for these characters. I've also been thinking about Transformers Cybertron. It's another sort of favorite of mine. That's why we got Jetfire here. And I think Grimlock makes for a nice little extra character. And we got Chromia on the side. I really want to get myself that brand new Alita 1. I think she is going to be a beautiful figure. I like the big blocky legs. I think that's going to be cool. But I'll pair her with Alita 1 as sort of, I guess, a splinter team of their own. And who knows, maybe they'll put out some new versions of the other fembots from that team. Well, thanks for watching another awesome Windwhirler video. It's been an awesome time. I've had fun unboxing these figures, doing the little short animations. I think that's been working out really well. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to kind of insert these into these videos. And I think it's improving me like a lot faster because I'm just doing it a lot more, and having to do the video edits as well as the animation edits all at once is kind of like challenging, but I'm getting better at it, and it's great. And I'm hoping to put out more content. Like I said, on Instagram and TikTok, I've been reposting these little shorts there. So if you're not into the unboxing videos and you just want to see some sick stop motion animation, well, you can go to those other social medias and witness those. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Comment. Let me know what you guys think of these figures. If you want to get them, if you have them already, what do you think? And ring the bell if you want instant notifications for my videos. So a lot of the time, like even if you're subscribed to someone, sometimes it can get lost on the list. But if you guys just want to know exactly when these videos come out, hit that bell. And last but not least, subscribe if you love this. Just kidding, it didn't hurt at all.